Is this a bad news moment right now?
I have great news.
Great news.
We have the opportunity to upgrade and build it better.
That just means I have the opportunity to spend a lot of money.
Welcome to the shop. I'm Jared, and this is Wrench Every Day. We're still down in Florida at Wrench Everyday headquarters. We've got our beautiful, well, mostly beautiful 1990 Lotus Esprit Turbo SE that we picked up for a pretty good deal, and it was a non-runner and been in a small accident, and we had hoped it was just going to be as simple as put a new timing belt on, even though it was a interference engine, and turns out we're not that lucky, and indeed we found out in the last episode that those valves hit the piston. So what does that mean for us? That means today, instead of wrapping up starting the car, we are going to get to take a look inside this awesome little turbo 4-cylinder. So some of the obvious things we're going to need to do, this is our cam towers and our cylinder head is there. So we are going to have to pull our Lotus charge cooler, intake manifold, turbo, basically all of this so we can get that cylinder head off. And we're also going to have to pull that timing belt we just put on. That was a tremendous amount of work to get timed correctly, but that's what you do. So Tavarish doesn't know yet that the car will not be started today. He's actually still home editing, but I'm going to see how much of this engine we can get apart before he gets here. And spoiler, I am not very familiar with the engine, so we are going to learn a lot together. But let's turn on some cameras and get a cylinder head off, huh? Wanted to show you something cool as we're working along. We got the surge tank and the intercooler off, and one reason these little 4-cylinders sound so amazing is I'm gonna turn you upside down so I can get the camera down. It has what's called the independent throttle bodies. Each cylinder has its own little throttle body there, and that just creates an awesome induction noise every time they open up and you hear them scream. So each one has their own, and it's just kind of a real cool, beautiful, difficult mechanical thing. It's so far been straightforward. We've got clearly a lot more to go, so I'm going to get back to that, but wanted to show you that neat little bit. And that cylinder head wasn't too bad to pull out. And when we look at our pistons, there is only marking in the carbon and no long-term damage. So we just need to clean everything up there.
Hey.
And then, oh, hey, what's going on? You're just in time.
So the car's ready to start?
About that. Remember how,
Oh! Alright. So,
remember how we thought maybe the pistons and valves didn't kiss?
wait, are you gonna... Is this a bad news moment right now?
I have great news.
Great news.
We have the opportunity to upgrade and build it better.
That just means I have the opportunity to spend a lot of money.
I mean...
Okay.
Listen, it's not all. We can, one, get a cylinder head with fewer bent valves.
There are bent valves?
Some.
Some. How many? So this had 16 valves. How many of them are bent?
Uh,
Show me.
okay. How many do you think bent first?
3.
50%.
50% of 3 is 1.5.
No, 50% of 16.
8 valves were. Oh my goodness.
So here's our cylinder head. And not a single exhaust valve appears bent, but there's no cams, so all of those valves should be seated. Light, there we go. Quit blocking the light, Jared. That should be closed like that, and it's not.
So none of the cylinders had any pressure in them.
No, we went over that when we were doing the compression test. This is actually episode 4.
You did another episode?
Well, we finished 3.
I was editing for a while.
So we finished 3 with doing a compression test, and I was like, it's a bad tool. So then I got a leak down tester.
Okay.
And all the leakage.
Okay. So it wasn't a bad tool.
It was 98%.
It was a bad head.
Yeah, it's a very bad head. So basically on a Lotus, you have a 99.9% chance of bending valves if you break a belt. And
we got there. Yeah.
we got that. So this is the cylinder head gasket. This is what lives between the cylinder head and the block.
So it's actually in pretty good shape. It doesn't have any leakage anywhere between here.
Yeah, there's no evidence of a gasket blown head gasket, anything like that, which we weren't expecting. Again, this was a good running car that broke a belt. This is that's the head gasket. This is your coolant passage from your head to block, and you would see kind of a train and a very dark black spot on these metal sealing rings, and we have none of that. So most likely the block is going to be perfectly fine. But in some of the other parts we have here,
there's plenty of old Lotus awesomeness.
Goodness. So this is our turbocharger.
Oh, look at that cute little thing.
I really like this manifold design. It is really cool.
It's a cast manifold, and they're not. Doesn't look like there's any cracking or anything. Yeah,
I like that the reinforcements built into it. It's a very well thought out, well engineered piece. This could definitely stand to be a little bit bigger.
Oh yeah, this thing is tiny.
But it makes 280 horsepower.
Well, it did. It doesn't make any horsepower now.
So these are your cam towers. I have them upside down because you have your lifter buckets, and then you have small... Oh, that was the washer I was trying to get earlier. And then you have small shims to adjust your valve clearance. So you want to keep these in position. Since it's going to be getting a major head job and valve job and things adjusted, it's not as crucial, but try to make it easier for the machine shop. Sweet, the washers are coming out. They did not want to come out.
And a whole lot of oil just came out too.
Yeah, that was the exhaust side. The exhaust side likes to pool a bunch of oil. I thought you would be very excited to see this piece.
Okay, what exactly is this piece?
This is the heat shield.
For the turbo.
And you know what you can put on this? Tavarish tape.
That's right.
So some
we can make that gold.
Yep, your gold foil. The intake manifold. Oh yeah. Let's see. I'll pull this out so you can see it. All of the air goes through that tiny little hole.
That seems not optimal.
So it kicks down there and then spreads back. And we talked a little bit on the video about those awesome independent throttle bodies.
Oh, that's so cool.
So that's why it makes that real nice, fantastic noise. And the surge tank bolts onto this. But I'm just amazed. Even looking on this side, you don't see its hole. It's
that's real. That's I mean, you can't look. That's how big it is. That's how big it is, and it has to cover this entire area.
So 2 injectors there, 4 injectors in the back. My guess is they're using this when the overboost function comes on, also for additional charge cooling. Fuel, when it evaporates, will pull heat out of the air. So we've got that, but those are the parts off the car. We were already talking before finding out the cylinder head was coming off that our charge cool, the air to water intercooler. So this is the intercooler. Air comes in and it'll actually run the water through an opposing set of grids to cool the air charge.
There's these little veins inside, and then the air goes in through there.
You can't really see anything. So it's the radiator for air. So we talked about building a bigger one of these. So yeah, let's definitely build a bigger one. I want to see if we can cut this plate off or take this plate off so we can put it on ours.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it does look. Does it look welded, or is it glued on, or something?
It's hard to tell. It might actually even I think it might just be glued.
Yeah.
So we definitely would like to keep that. Everything's off, so we can powder coat it too.
Yeah.
We can pick a color, just back to the normal red, or
I like red. I like red on engines,
Yeah.
especially stuff like this.
exotics.
Yes. Okay, so this is gonna need to. I don't know. We're gonna need to order a bunch of parts now, which is interesting because I looked up parts availability and there aren't. There isn't.
You go to most Lotus dealer websites, they're like, #1 source for Lotus parts. They don't acknowledge the existence of Lotus before 2004. So,
They're all on vacation. That's correct.
so we'll figure it out. But we'll get there. Like, one thing we discovered, we're going to need a clutch. Tavarish before noticed the pedal was extremely hard and it stuck disengaged. I've not seen one do that, but you can go through and just spin the clutch disc. It is frozen that way, so maybe pull the engine and regasket everything. Or...
Well, I think that's probably going to have to happen because it doesn't look that hard to do. Just the two mounts here, and then you take out that cross member, and then everything should sort of come up through the top. A lot of people on the Lotus forums make a big deal out of it. They say it's a real big pain in the butt.
I don't see it.
I don't see it either. And I think if we're doing that anyway, it's going to be way easier to time it then.
Yes, a lot easier.
Yeah. So if we do that and then just assemble everything with like a new turbo and a new head, and we can time everything, and we can even put the charge cooler on and everything.
Yeah. Get a nice new built assembled unit.
Yeah.
So we had planned to get it running and then do upgrades, but apparently
The head had different ideas.
pretty woman here just saw and heard some money in your wallet, heard the sponsor payment hit, and it's like, is this for me?
So I hope you guys liked this episode. I got here a little late, but Jared did a lot of the work, and I have to do a lot of the buying of parts, which is my favorite. That's my favorite. So
So to help him buy parts, you can buy some of our new merch. Sometimes one man's trash is just trash. This car's not trash.
This car is not trash, but one of my cars was until it was actually put in the trash. So go check out this shirt. We have other ones on our Bunker Branding page in the link in the description below, and it helps us do builds like this. But how do we end these?
It's have you not watched enough of these to know?
I have not watched these videos. I haven't. This is your channel now. It's not my channel. It's not our channel. It's Jared's channel, and you're gonna tell us how you end these things.
Well, as always, thanks for hanging out with us. I'm Jared, reminding you to always make questionable choices, and if you have a 99% probability, I'll get that through.
There we go.
If you have a 99% probability of a bent valve, don't question your tool. You just bent the valve.